Hello and welcome to episode number 4 of the TEW 2020 Challenge Run. This is the second episode of SmackDown on Fox, and it's going to follow on for the groundwork that we laid down last week on the first SmackDown after WrestleMania on our road to the Payback pay-per-view on Sunday week 4. I don't think I've actually gone into that one, but I assumed like everyone would assume it was the same as last time. But if you didn't watch 2016, the pay-per-view schedule is, there's going to be a pay-per-view schedule a month, WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, Survivor Series, SummerSlam, and Money in the Bank are all the joint pay-per-views. And then every other month there's going to be a Raw pay-per-view on the Saturday week 4, and a SmackDown pay-per-view on the Sunday week 4. So that's why I'm building up the two different pay-per-views right now, if that did confuse you. So obviously the Raw stuff will be happening on Backlash, the Saturday, and then Sunday, after would be the SmackDown pay-per-view Payback, which is what we're leading into today. So without any further ado, let's jump straight into the show. So when I actually planned out this entire show, I sort of didn't really have a plan for an opening segment. So I've stuck this here. Sami Zayn, the Intercontinental Champion, opens the show, and he says he's now finally disposed of Daniel Bryan. He beat him at WrestleMania. He beat him again last week. And I've just said now it's to see, this is what I mean. Like I said, he'll take a seat at ringside, but that'll be in the main event. There'll be a fatal four-way between Elias, Jeff Hardy, Shinsuke Nakamura, and King Corbin, where the winner will face Sami Zayn for the IC title at Payback. So it's just him putting himself over, saying he's now better than Daniel Bryan, and he's coming to kick ass and be the best Intercontinental Champion you've ever seen, because he's actually here because we're pretending there was no virus in this world. First match is Shorty G defeating Mojo Rawley by submission in 9:23. Shorty G was penalised for an awful gimmick, yeah. Poor guy. Mojo gets a 37, Shorty G gets a 48. After the match, though, Shorty G celebrating his victory in the ring. Robert Roode runs into the ring and lays him out with a glorious DDT. So the former tag team champions appear to be having a bit of a rough patch in their friendship. And Robert Roode is back. We haven't seen him for a while, since Ziggler went off by himself to try and stop Otis and Mandy. We then get a segment called Bo and Paige Meet Up, which is Paige here, the SmackDown General Manager from last week. She's walking through the hallway, just greeting her locker room, hello, yes, blah blah blah, Paige here. When Bo Dallas walks up to her, she's like, hey Paige, congratulations on your promotion to once again be the SmackDown General Manager. And she's like, thanks. Hey Bo, did you? And then he cuts off, like, so when are me and Curtis gonna get back on the show? And Paige is like, Bo, Curtis, he left. He's not on SmackDown anymore. And Bo's like, what? Why is that? Well, he got fired, and we tried to contact you. You were supposed to get cut too, but you didn't pick up your phone. So if you really want to stay around on SmackDown, you're clearly on thin ice. You need to sort of make a name for yourself here, so people will have more incentive to keep you around and not cut you. And she leaves, and Bo, for once in his life, doesn't have this happy grin. He's now got a look of fear, as his job, he should be unemployed, but he didn't answer his phone because he was Bo. So now he's got to try and make a name for himself here on SmackDown to keep himself employed. Miz and Kofi, not Kofi, it says Kofi and Miz, but it means Kofi and Big E. We get a mock version of the Dirt Sheet hosted by Kofi Kingston and Big E of the New Day, which, again, I will not be able to do justice because it's these two. I cannot act or do anything to even give justice to anything Kofi or Big E would do, because they are far greater human beings than I am, and they would make this fantastic, whereas on paper it would just be bleh. Speaking of bleh, Lacey Evans and Tamina have a match. And Lacey beats her in 6 minutes with an armbar by submission, apparently. Tamina, the mean queen herself, no one is meaner. She got penalised for being too mean. After the match, though, something relatively interesting is happening. Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez come out and Dakota's on the mic. She grabs the microphone and she's running down both Lacey and Tamina. She says, "Is Lacey really the hottest prospect in the SmackDown Women's Division?" Because she hears that a lot. She's been given opportunity after opportunity to try and become the champion. She's fallen short every single time she's had a shot. So this doesn't look like the hottest prospect on SmackDown to me. And of course, you've got the most badass woman on the entire SmackDown division, Tamina, right there. The mean queen. No one is meaner than her. And quite frankly, neither of you live up to par to these nicknames that have been assigned to you by the powers that be, because they want to put fancy labels on everyone. The real hottest prospect in the SmackDown Women's Division and the real most dangerous force in the SmackDown Women's Division are here, and they're coming for that spot. And then Raquel would jump Lacey, and she'd beat her up as Tamina, because she's sort of down because she lost the match after she got locked out by the women's right. So Raquel lays Lacey out, and then she sort of swaps with Tamina as Dakota gets in the ring, and then she beats up Lacey and drops her with a big kick. So Dakota and Raquel are here on SmackDown. They've beaten up Lacey Evans and Tamina in what can only be described as the greatest name you can make for yourself in your debut by beating up two absolute legends like Lacey Evans and Tamina. Elias, oh no, it says that's Sheamus. Sheamus is backstage, and he's throwing boxes, he's kicking shit because he got beat by Elias last week. And he didn't like getting beat by Elias. And then when obviously he's getting angry, he's trying to catch his breath, he hears like the strumming of a guitar in the distance, and then he walks around and he sees Dana Brooke and Elias. Elias is playing a song to her, because like he does this from time to time. He like flirts with random women in the back because he's just so irresistible with that guitar, I guess. Then angry Sheamus sees the man who beat him in the match last week, and he's still pissed off about it. So he just grabs Elias' guitar and smashes it on the floor. And it's like, "That's what you get, fella." And Dana Brooke runs off scared because there's a big angry Irish man coming to kick some ass. And she doesn't want any part of that.
Yeah. Let's go! 夢って何かと聞かれたら
Renee Young is in the ring here, and it is party time, ladies and gentlemen, because as advertised last week, here comes 24/7 champion himself, the Gronk, Rob Gronkowski. He makes his elaborate entrance to his theme song, humping the ring post with his 24/7 title around his waist. And Renee says, "Well, you hosting WrestleMania was a huge success," and he's like, "Yeah, it was." She's like, "So, as a champion here in WWE, we have to ask, what's next for you?" And Rob Gronkowski, he says that, "Oh, I'm the 24/7 champion. I know what this title is. I have to be alert on all times. But I'm going to be the greatest 24/7 champion of all time. And I'm going to call out anybody who thinks they can handle the Gronkster." And Bo Dallas, who we saw earlier on, he thinks he can handle the Gronkster because he was told to make a name for himself. And what better way of making a name for himself than to beat Rob Gronkowski in his debut match? And not only that, he will also win a championship, the 24/7 championship, which would absolutely secure him job security for life. So they have a quick match. Bell rings. Bo gets rolled up in 2 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Bo is stunned, and the Gronk, he leaves through the fans as R-Truth crawls out from under the ring, like, "Oh no, what you doing, my baby?" Because he had a plan to jump from Gronkowski, which has now gone to waste because Bo Dallas has wasted that opportunity for Truth to get his baby back. And then Bo staggers to his feet, so shocked that the Gronk has beaten him. And Truth lays him out with little Jimmy on the way out for good measure, because he couldn't get his baby back, all thanks to Bo. So yeah, this is the 24/7 title scene. This is the sort of stuff that'll be happening all year long. So it depends. If you like silly shit like this, then you'll be in for a laugh. If you don't, then oh well. Speaking of things you won't like, Heavy Machinery defeat the Forgotten Sons when Otis pins Wesley Blake with a dozer bomb. Tucker 44-65 Otis 32-35. It is just Wesley Blake and Steve Cutler. No sign of Jackson Riker because I don't want to book him because he's A, bit shit and boring, and B, he's just Not a very nice person, is he? This should have been better. And why is it here? There is a segment coming up to explain this match. But for now, what we need to know is that Cesaro beat Drew Gulak in 17 minutes in a what I did dub as a technical masterclass, which didn't go down too well because apparently it was not fed to a rowdy crowd. They do have great chemistry, so maybe I can try it again sometime. But this was supposed to be directly after the Heavy Machinery tag match. And I've left... I mean, it's not really much. It's the worst kept secret in history. But, oh well. Oh, I could just blur it out. Nah, fuck it. We all know who it is anyway, so Dolph Ziggler is backstage, and we cut to Dolph in the production area. Like, no, we don't actually. He'll be like, Heavy Machine will be winning, and I could see like static pop up, and like the camera's wobbling around. Then we cut back to see that Dolph Ziggler was in the production area, and he's messing with the cameras, and he's like, "Where is he, huh?" And he starts super kicking Kevin Dunn and his friends. It's like, "I know he's here. Where's that hacker? That hacker ruined my life. Where is he? I need to get my revenge." And then he grabs one of them by the shirts. He tells, "Dude, go tell me where the hacker is." And then behind him on the screen, the little envelope hand Titantron thing would pop up on the screen, and then it would say like, "Dolph, I will come to find you when the time is right. But for now, just watch your back and watch your mouth, because Otis, he's a good guy. Him and Mandy are good people. So he doesn't need the stress of you in his life. So if you're a real man, you and Sonya will face Mandy and Otis at Payback, 2-on-2 mixed tag team match." And then the screen would cut off again, and Dolph would be like, "Oh," and then he'd suddenly realise that he's just beaten up a lot of the production people, and yeah, that's probably gonna get him fined. Then this segment, which sets up the match we had between Cesaro and Drew Gulak, Bryan has cut a promo about how he lost to Sami Zayn at WrestleMania, and again last week, and how he doesn't know what's next for him. Drew Gulak comes up, and he's his coach, so he tells him to keep his head up. He can't let these losses get him down, because he's still Daniel Bryan. He's still the greatest technical wrestler of all time. Then Nakamura and Cesaro would walk in a frame, and they'd mock Bryan and Gulak for their losses. But Gulak wants a fight, and Cesaro obliges, which leads to the Cesaro versus Gulak match, which we've already seen because I put it in the wrong place. Anyway, we get a sit-down interview with Carmella and Renee Young. And it's about Carmella being announced as the number one contender for Bayley's title at Payback, because she was the only person on this division that Bayley didn't beat at WrestleMania. And Carmella's like, "Oh, I know, I'm not dumb. I know that everyone laughed and scoffed when they saw me announced as number one contender for Payback, because I'm Carmella. I'm no match for the great Bayley, one of the pioneers of the women's revolution. And I know everyone's written me off, but at the end of the day, you're looking at a woman who beat Asuka twice. I beat Charlotte Flair twice. And if I can beat Asuka twice and Charlotte twice, I'm more than capable of beating Bayley. And there's two reasons for that. One is because Carmella and Bayley, they were best friends, like back in NXT, Bay Miller and all that. So, obviously, Carmella being Bayley's best friend and learning a lot from her, she's learned to pick up a lot of Bayley's weaknesses, which other people may have missed, which she can hopefully exploit to try and get her SmackDown Women's title back. And number two, Bayley has a current best friend that isn't Carmella, and she's very shady, and she expects that will all blow up in Bayley's face sometime soon. And will that be a Payback? Who knows? But Carmella needs to sort of try and make herself seem like a credible threat to Bayley, because I'm assuming everyone just would look at this and think, Bayley's just getting a nice easy defense. Which, will she? We'll have to wait and see. Then just a history recap with Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns, because I feel like this feud has been going on for so long. There've been so many starts and stops of it. Like, if we announce the match, everyone's like, "Oh shit, Roman Reigns and Braun back again." So we just give a nice little history recap of all the times they've fought, and like how we got to where we are today. Braun not being finished with Roman, blah blah blah, Hell in a Cell, bullshittery non-finish. And then they announce next week they'll both be here to sign the contract for their match at Payback. Main event is a 70. This is actually a pretty good show. Jeff Hardy defeats Elias, King Corbin, and Shinsuke Nakamura in 16 and 40 when Jeff Hardy pinned Elias with a twist of fate after a distraction from Sheamus. So Sheamus, we saw him earlier on. Elias' win last week, sort of by proxy, got him in this match. Sheamus was not happy. First he smashed Elias' guitar, and now he smashed his face in with his boot, which has led to Jeff Hardy inadvertently picking up the win and earning his shot at Sami Zayn at Payback for the Intercontinental Championship. I think this is going to be the best show of the series so far. We're going to see what it gets. It gets a 73. We still lose Pop, but that is actually a pretty good show for this early on in the save. And obviously more important than what the actual game raid is, what you thought of the actual booking we did today. So obviously do let me know in the comments what you thought about that. And until next time, I'll see you for Monday Night Raw.